Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life,
What it do, y'all? It's your boy Swallow.
They're born.
and this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. Today, we have an amazing special guest here right now. His name is Thirdborn. Normally, I go into product of the week, but we don't have a product of the week. It's a product of the year.
Every day.
Every day, it's a product. But anyway, you can actually go to www.theomgbrand.com. You can buy our music and you can buy our merch. So, Suelo, what's the topic of the day, brother?
Let's do it. All right, guys. Like always, thank you for tapping back in with us for another episode. Today, we have our guest, Thirdborn, joining us via Skype. And we are going to discuss this question. The question is, how do you think your future self will remember your current self? So I'll pass this one on to Joe and set it off.
All right, so my answer for this is my future self will remember my current self by saying he was planting seeds for me to be who I am today.
Okay, I like that.
So pretty much everything that I'm doing today, I'm already in that. You already know we're in that. Both of us are in that mindset of trying to become the best versions of ourselves.
Yes.
So right
Trying to
now,
set ourselves up for success.
exactly. So you just invested in the thing that I told you to invest in
For the real estate
for the
stocks?
real estate stock and everything like that. So we both have been doing a little bit of investing. We've been reading a lot more.
Yeah.
I've been watching a whole lot of different podcasts, different educational pieces on how to become a better parent, how to read the stock market, how
Right.
to invest my money correctly, what are the steps to actually create generational wealth.
Yes, that's key right there. If you got kids, that is key right
Key.
there.
And I'm on my journey for the alkaline diet right now. Right now I'm still pescatarian, but I'm doing steps. I'm doing baby steps.
There you go.
So right now, instead of cutting everything cold turkey, that's funny I said that because I kind of cut off turkey.
Cutting off turkey,
I
literally.
I cut off turkey, chicken, red meat, and pork. Pork was the first thing I took out a
yeah.
long time ago, but now I only eat fish and vegetables, and fruit.
Same.
And I plan to go vegan later down the road to where it's just fruits and vegetables. But I'm setting myself up to have a better health style as
Yeah,
well.
uh-huh.
So I know that my future self will be like, okay, he did all these things to make sure that I'm capable of being where I'm at right now.
Right.
And I see my future self being in a position to have already set up generational wealth, depending on how far we're talking.
Yeah, so I was gonna say how far into
How
the
are we
future.
talking? So if we're
yeah.
talking 5 years, I can say that I know for a fact we'll be in a way better position.
Way better, yeah.
We're revamping the brand and everything like that. So we're starting from pretty much scratch.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we're doing things the correct way, making sure we don't make the same mistakes. You just sent me a beat that we're supposed to rap on. Stay tuned for that. But my future self is gonna be like, hey, this dude did a good job. I'm the one before this current one
Yeah.
wasn't there yet. But now he's there. He's doing
Right.
the steps that he's supposed to do. Especially right now, I got 2 daughters, so I can't be
Yeah.
slacking at all. Thirdborn, I know you got kids.
I got $2.
Right there with you, man. Two little daughters.
Yeah.
See, there you go. So dad girl right there. Or
Yeah,
girl dad,
girl
whatever.
dad,
Girl
yeah.
dad. There you go. My
Yeah.
bad.
Dad girl's a different community.
Yeah. Girl dad. But that's
Right.
pretty much how I feel like my future self will remember me is
Yeah.
the person that made it possible for me to be where I'm at. So
Right.
planting those seeds to help grow.
Yeah, and then put you in a good position, right? Because we
Exactly.
all eventually, well, obviously everything we do sets us up for the future, whether it be a positive outcome or a negative outcome, right?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
we want a positive outcome.
Exactly.
And so my answer to that is very similar. But to answer the question, it was kind of hard for me to like to answer it, because you're trying to think of yourself in the future, right? But then, now stick with me here. The future is going to be happening now, right? So it's like time is just an illusion, is what I'm saying. So it's hard for me to like.
Is the future. So like.
Right.
Like we.
Like, but it's now.
Yeah. No.
Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for me to conceptualize the future. Like, yes, I know 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but how I would try to answer the question is, what I want to be in the future is I should work to be that now. You know, if I want to be a loving, kind, caring person in the future, I'm going to be that now. You know, I'm going to take the steps. I'm going to work on myself, like you discussed, to become that better person, you know, because life happens to us one day at a time. You know what I mean? You can't hurry up and rush through it, and you got to plant the seeds. Like Joe said, you got to plant the seeds now. So in the future, you can reap the benefits, or your family can reap the benefits, right? So my answer is very similar in a sense of, I hope my future self sees me as somebody that tried, you know, as somebody that was actually wholeheartedly, with a pure heart, trying to better his life, better the life of his family, like my wife. You know, just got married last year, been married for like a year and a half. You know, it's not just about me anymore, you know, like that's a whole different spin on my life, where the decisions that I make now are just not for my well-being. Like, I have to consider my wife's well-being, you know, because we're in this together forever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's not just a me thing, it's a we thing. You know what I mean? So I hope I can look back and then say that that I was a person that tried to better myself. And like I said, I try to think of that in the future moment. So any opportunity that I get to learn any opportunity that I get to grow, I try to, become a better person from that. So now when I face things, I was just talking to my wife about this, you know, so here's one thing that I could, one way that I could answer it is, you know, in the past, when I would face adversity, I would fold and just give up, right? Because that's how I was raised. You know, I love my mama, poor lady, but she raised me with a victim's mentality. You know, she raised me with the mentality of, some people are born rich, some people are born poor. Like, that's just what it is. Unfortunately, you're born poor. So she kind of instilled in me that I'm the victim. Like, oh my God, I'm born poor. There's nothing I could do about it, you know? So whenever life would hit me with an obstacle, with something challenging, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to grow, it would just be too big for me. It'd be too much. It'd get scary. And I just back down and stay the same and stay in my comfort zone.
Interesting. I kind of think I used to do the same thing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because of my love language, where if I didn't hear that I was doing good enough,
okay,
I would get really down on myself, like I'm not actually doing good because
right.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, because somebody didn't.
So somebody didn't
reinforce that
into me. So yes, I've gotten better with that to make, with myself, to make sure that I'm not thinking of it that way, that I have to be good with myself or whatever, and I have to know that I'm doing great regardless of if anybody says anything. And so I would fold under that type of pressure, I guess you could say, because it's just like, well, nobody's got my back. Like, what am I doing wrong? And especially, like, a good example of that is when Keith was here. Like, me and Keith, we were thriving like crazy because he was making all my beats. He lived with me. He was encouraging me to write every single day.
Dope.
And so was my old partner at the time. And then both of them kind of just like quit well, he moved.
Right.
Keith moved, and Adrian just stopped rapping, and just like no warning, just stopped.
Just one day to another, it was done. Yeah. No, yeah. So one way that I can answer that, is reflect on who I was in the past, right? Because now is the future self of my past, and back then, I didn't see challenges as opportunities to grow. I'd play the victim's card, say life has it out for me, whatever. There's nothing I could do about it, and just fold. Whereas now, when I see an obstacle, I see it as an opportunity to grow. Like, let's say, for example, in the workplace, if I'm working with somebody that's difficult, rather than just focusing on, oh my God, this person is so dumb, they're so rude, they're so disrespectful, things like that, I see it as, okay, how can I grow to learn how to work with a rude person? How can I work with somebody that's disrespectful? You know, so rather than seeing, you know, a person like that as an annoyance to me, I see them as a teacher. I want to learn how to deal with somebody like that, you know, because life is all about growth. If you just come at with the perspective of you're just pointing out all the negatives about that person to make yourself feel better about yourself, like, are you actually bettering yourself?
No.
You know, you're not. You're just...
It's a waste of time.
Exactly, just a waste of time because you're just hyping yourself up, but you're not actually growing. That's the ego. That's all you're doing is you're feeding your ego. So now when I deal with difficult people, I see them as a teacher. You know, and that's what I tell my wife every single day. That's what I try to tell anybody that I meet, you know, is rather than seeing these things as challenges.
Well, you also have to see it like this, is that since you're a spiritual person, God's testing you.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yes, exactly. God is testing you. God will put these obstacles in your life to make you grow. And the worst thing you can do is fold and revert back to how you used to be or stay in your comfort zone. You got to get out of that comfort zone, walk in that faith, walk into that fear, right? Face it head on and take on that challenge. And it's going to make you grow and your life is going to become better after that. You know, it's God testing you.
Your whole life, man.
I'm sorry?
If you have it easy your whole life, you have it easy your whole life. I mean, that ain't no way to experience things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, if life was easy, like, are you growing at all? You know what I mean? I feel like there's you learn the true meaning of life, you know, through dealing with these obstacles and becoming a better person.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
That did you have a particular one instance that made you change the victim mindset?
Oh yeah.
That's a good question.
Which is a very good question because I got a very similar one for you later on. So let's save that for the interview. But
all right.
Yeah, so what made me change is I've talked about it before in this podcast. Is about 2015 where I was just like rock bottom. I was super depressed. My music wasn't popping off like I wanted it to. I was losing a lot of friendships. Like my friends weren't coming around anymore. The relationship with my girlfriend, who's my wife at the time, wasn't the best. Like I just felt alone. It was really bad. Like I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like the worst of the worst, like rock bottom. And I didn't know that I was going through depression. I didn't know that I was depressed. I just, thought that I could just snap my fingers and get out of it, right? So I was like, what can make me feel better? And then I was like, oh yeah, when I was happy, I was smoking a lot of weed or I was drinking, you know what I mean? So then I was like, let me go do those things so they can make me feel better again, right? And no, that was the worst decision, actually the best decision of my life, so to speak. So to answer your question, because trying to get relief in drugs, right, in weed, alcohol, whatever, it made me, gave me like super anxiety, right, like cold sweats, like anxiety like I never felt before. My mind was all foggy. I couldn't think straight. I was depressed. I was like all over the place. I was really bad. I don't know how else to explain it. But, I was having these really vicious anxiety attacks, super depressed. And I told myself, okay, it's going to go two ways. I'm either going to figure this shit out and get better or suicide. That's where I was, right? It was that bad where I went to the fork in the road. And I said, no, I love myself too much. And there is a God out there. I just got to go find it. So I chose to figure this shit out. And that's when I picked up meditation. Let me tell you, Stu, meditation saved my life. I know you listened to the track. Like, meditation really did save my life. Like, I mean that wholeheartedly. So making that decision, going through that depression and saying it's either figure it out or suicide, that's what made me better. So that's what I'm saying with these challenges are going to be put in front of you and you're either going to grow from it or you're going to stay the same or get worse. And luckily I had the faith, I had the willpower, I built the discipline, and I'm in a much better space now than I was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful
I don't
thing
have
to hear.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't have that dark of a reason why.
Yeah.
My whole situation is because of learning new things made me want to change.
There you
So
go.
I had I started going down a rabbit hole of reading a lot of random things, and it made me look at the world from a different perspective. And it opened my mind to a situation where I'm like, what have I been doing my whole life?
Right.
Like, why?
Like there's so much out there.
there's
Like, how have I
so-
not experienced this
Yeah,
yet?
yeah, no, like, why was this not taught to me? Like,
Right.
why am, and then I started to realize, like, we should have been taught this when I was in junior high. Like, why do I not know about what a credit card is? And I'm 20 something and I barely know how credit works.
Right.
Like, or why do I not know what co-signing means? Why do I not know what this means? Why do I not know what that means? And then when I started learning all these things, it started to make me realize that this is why people aren't able to get ahead. It's because their knowledge is just like cut off from them.
It's
For
limited.
the normal person, it's limited. Because school doesn't only teaches you so much, and then they overwork the teachers, so they can't really sit there one at a time
focus,
to each kid and focus. When you have 35 kids in one classroom, you're not doing much. So
It's tough.
learning all these things and learning where depression comes from, learning, that's what made me want to eat better, like you did, like meditation and everything. Just reading a lot and watching podcasts made me think of life in a totally different way.
Nice.
Like,
Well, I'm glad you didn't have to go through that dark. I mean, you've been through dark situations, though, and I feel like those also did help you, though.
The darkest situation that helped me was when my mom died. And that was when I was going through a lot of dark patches, because that's actually the situation where I felt like slightly suicidal in that particular moment, because my mom was my everything. So I lost everything.
Yeah.
So, like, why am I here? Like, what's the point when the person that created me and gave me life,
loved you the most,
and loved me the most,
Yeah.
is no longer here, and I'm only 16. So, like, at that time when you're 16, your emotions are all over the place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started having, luckily, I have a really big family that's all, like I said before on the podcast, is I have a really big family that I can lean on, and my friends allow me to lean on them as well. And then skateboarding and music like took over most of my life. That's what I did every single day for hours. Like, I would skate for like 7 hours in one day.
That's crazy.
And
That's a lot.
because I was skinny as hell. But
So I was in much better shape back then.
facts. But that's literally what got me over it, because I had my mind trapped in a totally different space.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on what I lost.
Yep. Exactly. It was your escape.
It's my
right?
escape. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
So, Stu, how do you think your future self will remember your present self?
I mean, just piggybacking off of you guys, when they'll realize, or he will realize that I did everything I could, to push hard for my family, just be a good person. On top of that, just one who didn't ever waver as far as his morals went.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, definitely.
And then, so I want to ask you about, because the viewers don't know, some might, but about your brewery. So it's not a brewery, right? It's you sell supplies for people with breweries.
Yeah, so it's a local homebrew shop. Just Google it, you can figure out.
Yeah, it is a brew.
What it is. On
brewery.
top of that,
so
just
it is.
retail store that sells all kinds of ingredients, supplies, equipment in order or for hobbyists. The brew beer, make wine, and anything you can ferment, distill, whiskey, spirits, all that good stuff. So, if you're ever interested in that, just come on down to the shop and we can help you out.
Yep. And then, so why I asked that is, what steps are you doing in that side of your life, in that part of your business, right? Because you make music, but that's where your most of your money comes from, right? Like that's basically your job, like that's where your income comes from, right?
No, it's still a side gig. I
Oh, is it?
Full-time job, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay, so that's good to know. I thought that was your full-time gig, and that's where most of your income was coming from.
I thought the same thing.
Well, there you go. We both learned something new.
Yeah, I'm working. Still run the shop with my business partner I opened up with almost 4 years ago. So.
Oh well.
Yep.
Are we not talking about the same thing then?
Oh, we are. Central
No,
Valley Homebrew.
he was saying that he started
okay.
the brewery 4 years
Oh,
ago.
got it.
So what is your actual full-time job then?
I work with fiber optic like engineering design firm
Oh,
here in
sick.
town.
So can you lay some
They're
fiber optic
based
cabling
out
where
of
we're at
Boulder.
right now?
They're based out of Boulder. Sorry, what's that?
I said, can you lay some fiber optic cabling where we're at right now?
Yeah, because we kind of need some, because we'd be live right now, but we don't have no fiber.
We need to say AT&T needs to step the game
holler
up
at
and come over here.
AT&T and maybe I'll come through there.
Okay, so with
But,
that brewery, what steps are you taking in that to set up your future self, right? So your future self can be proud of your present self.
Say that one more time. Cut out for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, yeah. So with going off that question with that brewery, what steps are you taking in that so your future self can be set?
Man, the same thing I always done. Just when we run into new clientele, be friendly, try to keep them there in order to keep customers and keep the revenue coming in. Obviously, it's not all about the money. It's about building friendships.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Just keeping those friendships ongoing. I made good friends with people that have lasted several years now. It's
right.
The hobby, the whole brewing community. It's tight knit.
Yeah.
Once you dive into it a little bit more, and I mean, you can see with all the breweries that have blown up around town.
Yeah, I know. We just performed that at a brewery. We performed at
Crusader Brewery.
Last week,
you
was
did?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then now,
that's cool.
would you be open to do something like that at your spot? Have some local artists come and throw down?
Yeah, why not?
There it is.
I don't know how the ordinances go with stuff like that. But,
Right.
if we
Yeah,
could,
you would just have to get a
but-
sound permit and everything like that, and
Yeah.
or you can keep it to where you can soundproof your walls and make it to where everything's not so loud, and still
Sure.
people can hear stuff at the same time. You can even do like a little listening party or something like that, where it's not. It can be more intimate. It doesn't have to be so hectic in there.
How'd the Crusader gig go?
Oh, it was dope.
Oh,
dude.
it was
It
dope.
so much love. Like,
Nice.
I didn't know that performing at a brewery would be such a good spot to perform hip hop music.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Third, it was
dope.
so good.
It was dope because we didn't realize what we were gonna get into. Like, the crowd didn't look like a hip hop crowd.
No, because we opened up for an alternative rock band. So we were like,
Okay.
so we're like, let's just see how this goes. And the feedback we got was phenomenal. It was amazing. They came through the table. They were buying everything off the table. It was so dope. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to do something like that at your spot for sure.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Good dudes over at Crusader too. I'm glad they had you.
Yeah, man, dope people. And the band that we opened up for.
They're super
Beware
dope.
the Sleeping Giant.
Yeah.
Good band, good people, good vibes for sure.
Nice.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the next segment then, guys. Stu, if you're not familiar with this segment right here, it's called Today I Learned. So our main man behind the scenes, Jesse, pulled up a couple of headlines from the subreddit, Today I Learned. We're going to read a few of these headlines and just give our reactions. I'll go ahead and set it off. All right, today I learned elephants get drunk eating overripe fruits. So do inmates. Wow. Quick California fact for you guys. You ferment some fruit, and they call it pruno, right?
Yeah.
And they call it pruno.
They'd be doing that in the toilets in the prisons, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's hilarious.
Exactly.
Where I used to work. I've seen it.
It was a thing?
Yeah,
oh,
it was a thing.
Man.
I've seen it.
Gotta get it how you can, right? I mean, when you're behind the walls, like...
Man.
Yeah.
That's when they rely on that whole drinking, smoking weed situation.
I know,
I
right?
think I think what a prisoner does, he gets his hand on a bag or any piece of fruit and like a small piece of bread, puts it in a bag of water, and then tosses it in the toilet for a little bit.
Yep.
Yep. Just
Pretty
let
much.
it ferment and here.
Till the guard smashes their fence in and starts
Yeah, exactly. Till the guards come
tossing
and
it all
raid
over
the
the
block.
That's hilarious.
Joe?
All right, let's see. Today I learned Patricia Stallings was wrongfully convicted for the murder of her infant son under suspicion of antifreeze poisoning before being released due to biochemists finding that her son had methylmalonic. Wow, I can't read. Acidemia after hearing about her case on the television series Unsolved Mysteries. Oh wow, so she watched.
She found out
so
from
she-
watching
yeah.
the show? Was she in
Wow.
prison when this happened? She was in prison when she found out? Like, wait, how did she not? What? What's her lawyer doing? Like, this is terrible. And she should have got money off of the damn show. Paid, they should have paid her for her story, damn it.
Damn.
That's insane. Can you imagine that, man?
That's
You're
it.
found innocent through, you just did 50 years, you're on your deathbed, damn near, then you see your case on TV and they prove how you were innocent.
Being used to get money out of an actual case that happened. That's what they really do, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like you make a show, you make money off of somebody else's case. I'm gonna say should have chipped off Patricia something. All right, Thayer, do you want to go ahead and read this one?
If you can read it.
What is TIL?
Today I learned.
Today I learned.
Oh, today I learned.
Yeah.
I got you. Today I learned of the walking catfish, which is able to breathe air and use its pectoral fins to walk and move to different aquatic environments. Native to Southeast Asia, it became an invasive species in Florida during the 1960s and has been sighted in California, Connecticut, Georgia, and England.
Damn,
Wow,
watch out for that walking catfish.
I definitely want to know where in California I can find this damn catfish. Because I'm putting that motherfucker on some land. And
I want to see what it can do.
I want to see if that could actually happen.
I was watching this thing where some engineer built robotic legs for snakes. And he's like, "Are you glad to have your legs back?" I'm like, "What?" But I mean,
they have, I guess because they're
through the evolution maybe.
or-
But it should be backwards though, right? You know what I mean? You should probably be, slivering first and then you grow legs. So the guy was like saying it backwards.
But I guess because snakes weren't the first things, the certain types of lizard were.
Right, and it's okay, right. And
Since
then
they're
imagine that
reptiles?
comes from some sort of dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
And then just evolved into snakes eventually.
I guess.
But beware of this catfish because apparently it's invasive.
Yeah. It's like a fox.
Can you imagine it just walking up on the other fishes like that's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and do the next one. Today I learned that our eyes twist when we tilt our heads. Everybody tilt your head. Doesn't matter which way we watch my eyes, watch my eyes.
Our eyes. What do you mean by twist?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they do the whole like this
Like cross-eyed
thing, the
and shit?
cross-eyed
What's
thing? Like, what does that mean? Well, I can't tell. But actually, third, since we can actually get a good view, take off your glasses real quick. Let's see it. Let's see if your eyes. I don't know what they mean by twist. They're shifting, obviously, but
Yeah, they shift.
yeah, I don't know what they mean by twist. Was this the weird one you were talking about, Jesse?
No.
So my eyes look like some pretzels when I tilt my head, I guess. All right, let's go to the next one. I guess. You can read that one.
No, it's on you.
It's on me?
Yeah, because you're after me.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Today I learned that during a battle with American troops led by General Custer, Chief Sitting Bull moved within rifle range, methodically filled his pipe, encouraged others to join him, slowly smoked as bullets flew by, and returned unscathed as a display of contempt and courage.
Hey, what a badass!
Wow.
Look at that
Somebody's
man.
got to film that in a movie, man.
Fact.
For real.
Some Rambo ass.
My dude was going out there just casually stuffing his pipe, just getting that tobacco. Wow.
Wow.
Shout out General Custer. Chief Sitting Bull. Is he native? Was he a Native
He
American?
just chilling in the chair, smoking his peace pipe, and watching bullets fly by him.
No, he was walking in the damn battle.
I'm thinking of a totally different way of doing it. That would be
Right,
more
like
interesting.
I'm not gonna go in the fire filling up my pipe like that, but my man's had that courage and that contempt.
Man.
The
that's
rifle,
crazy.
fill this pipe, encourage others. Come on, guys! Like what? Get this crazy
Light your
motherfucker out of
pipes
here.
up.
Said
Let's
that
go.
Sherman that pipe.
Say that
Yeah,
again.
yeah, Sherman that pipe.
Yeah, I know he had something else, and there wasn't no wacky
Man.
tobacco.
Man, he was seeing some shit.
No, my man wasn't unscathed. He got hit. He
Man.
just didn't feel it.
Exactly.
When you're on that PCP, damn it.
Man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stu.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yo, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, please.
All right. Today I learned that there's a medical procedure called fecal transplant.
Heard about this.
That literally consists in collecting feces, also called stool or poop, from a healthy donor and introduce them into a patient's gastrointestinal tract. The procedure can control an infection called Clostridium difficile.
Is that the?
Never.
So isn't that difficile? Like Spanish, almost damn near.
Oh, hard, difficult. Yeah. So, claustral. Yeah.
Clostridium
It's difficult.
difficile.
What was that?
Difficult.
Yeah.
So
Is it
pretty much it's
Clostridium
saying difficult
difficile?
shit.
Yeah, difficult shit is what
There
this
you go.
damn infection is called. It's hard to take a shit. I think that's what it means. But no, I had heard about this a few weeks ago. I think I heard this a while ago. But they get feces from a healthy person, and they transplant it into an unhealthy person that's having this problem, and it helps.
How?
Transporting feces into somebody's ass
Butt to butt?
makes them feel better. Do it butt to butt, South Park style.
Man.
I don't know. This is like who? I mean, it kind of makes. But I thought feces was waste, right? Like, how could that help somebody if that's the waste that your body threw out, meaning it doesn't need it? How could the waste make somebody better?
I honestly don't know.
So I was gonna say it would make sense, but then I thought about it, and like it's waste unless there's still some sort of nutrients in that poop.
I'm confused. So
You're like, what the hell's going
Me
on?
too, man.
I have no idea. Jesse, you need to stop this.
Science. All right, guys, that was it. That's the Today I Learned. Now we're going to go ahead and hop into an interview with our special guest, Third Born Hip Hop. You can find him on Instagram right there. We'll go ahead and hop into it. So we're just going to ask you a few questions, Third, and then just answer them, let the people get to know you a little better. We might get to know you a little better because we thought you were a full-time brewer. But my first question to you is similar to what you asked me. I was actually saving this for my interview. It's, what's the hardest thing you've been through in life, and how did it make you a better person?
Man, yeah, everything changed for me just over 7 years ago when I lost my so I mean, we still say we have 4 girls, but we have 2 that have left Earth. They left Earth a while back, and a little over 7 years ago.
And
So
what were they?
August-
Were they twins? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, twin girls.
Twins. Okay.
Now we
go
have
on.
2. Now we have 2 girls with
There
us
it is.
again. But so August 16th.
Oh wow, just a few days
20
ago.
Yeah, August 16th, 2015, we lost our first girl, Emma. Then 12 days after that, our second twin daughter passed on. August 28th. Yeah, I'm gonna just. It was. I felt myself starting to change for the better as my wife, kept, going through her pregnancy, although being a short one. But just I really I didn't feel I was the best person up until that point. I could have been better, but once we lost our girls, just something just sparked in my brain, like a switch went off, and I, I've been, doing my best just to adhere to my morals that I was raised with.
There it is.
To turn back to that, and then just like I said before, do my best to just push for my family, the ones that are closest to me, that care the most about me, and just to live life as a good person. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Not to insert myself.
That was when that happened. It just a bomb dropped on me, man. So
yeah,
not just me. I mean, my family as a whole. My wife, the hardest.
Yeah,
of course, right? Obviously.
Not to insert myself. Sorry to cut you off. Not to insert myself in this, but I just feel like me and you have that kind of thing in common because, as you know, we actually supposed to have 3 girls, and my first one passed in June of 2019.
Stillborn,
and,
right?
Yeah, stillborn. And that same situation where you're talking about, it clicked into me that I need to be the ultimate husband right now because the things that my wife is going through, it's like we don't understand as men having something growing inside of you and then dying
getting
inside
so close to it,
so close to the
nurturing
end,
it,
nurturing
loving it.
because your body's going through, like their bodies are going through all those motions of watching it grow, feeling it kick inside, and then you feel its last kick. Like I don't think as a man, I don't think I could ever take what a woman goes through on that sense. That is so much, and I know that that's one of the things that made it click for you to be like, you know what, I see what my wife is going through. I need to step up and be the best husband I could ever be from here on out. Like, forget everything that happened in the past. I need to be here for her, myself, and my future family. I think I'm correct on that, but that's kind of what you're explaining.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, 100%.
All right. Go ahead and ask your question.
So my question is, I think I already know the answer to this, kind of, but outside of music, what are your hobbies?
Brewing beer.
All right, that's what I thought. Right?
No shock to anybody who's been watching the episode so far.
Man, until I ran into injuries years back, I was big into mixed martial arts too. I was training heavy in jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and all that.
Nice. Heck yeah.
So I'm actually
I wish I could still do it, man, but father time is catching up.
Yeah.
Maybe someday if I can get something fixed, but we'll see what happens.
So what about brewing beer like entices you? Like what makes you want to do it?
Just the creative aspect of it. It's limitless. I mean, just like cooking. I'm sure you guys like to cook.
He's a chemist. He's whipping it up real quick.
Yeah, right. Like you're putting together these different chemicals, experimenting with these different things, right? Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, and it's just like food, cooking. A lot of chemistry goes into it, figuring what you like, what you don't like. What temperature you need something at, how what characteristics of hops you want to toss in your beer, depending on what kind of style you're making. There's different strains of yeast, just like strains of weed, man.
Right.
So
can you make CBD wine?
Characteristics, flavors of the beer. So
can you make CBD wine? I think I heard you mention wine earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay, because I'm interested in making CBD wine down the future. Who knows? We might have a OMG, our own line of wine. CBD Pruno, damn it.
We're calling it that immediately.
We're gonna call it
stamping that.
CBD Pruno.
Let's call somebody.
That's it. That's it. No, yeah. So I definitely am interested in that in the future. So I'm definitely gonna stay in touch with you in regards to that for sure.
Yeah, man. People, whether they do it just because I've read about it a little, whether they extract those oils out of the buds or just buy a little tincture of CBD oil and make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. All right. So then the next question for you is, what's the best piece of advice another artist has ever given you?
Man, just do you.
There it is. Was it
me?
Was it him? He has a song called "Do You."
Oh, is that what you said? Nah, just do you, and that's my you guys know Ken Calvin, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just I know that's got to be something he told me in the past, and I mean, if you said it too, cool. But not shout, Kenny is a big influence in getting me started in this hip hop game, man. So I just sort of carry on. I reach out to him for a lot of that drive and push. Just keep going with it.
That's good, man. That's dope. That's dope.
So I'm gonna switch my question up a little bit. This is gonna be a surprise question.
Okay, here we go.
So my question to you, because I wanted to switch it up and be kind of fun about it. When you were a kid, what was your favorite cartoon and why?
There you go.
Favorite cartoon.
Don't say nothing weird. Like,
yeah, you gotta let me think about this for a second. There's so many of them, man. Classics.
I know, man. I feel like we grew up like in the golden era of like cartoons, but I don't know. It could just be the old man.
Well, I don't know. One that just popped in my head, dude. One that just popped in my head was, and this was like before we were even thought of, was Johnny Quest.
Johnny
Quest.
I
used to watch that. Hell yeah. I used to watch that.
Because I think it was the first time I was seeing folks getting shot in a cartoon, dude. I was like, dang, this is raw. And
this
it was
raw
like,
and uncut right there.
Yeah, man. I was like watching an action movie in the theater or something like that, man. I was like, damn, I always had to catch it when it was on in that. I don't know if it was the afternoon or mornings in the Cartoon Network or whatever.
Yeah, I think that came on late night though, right?
It came on in the
with
morning
like
and
Speed Racer and all that.
Yeah. Mach 5.
Yeah, so that's one I really liked. Another one was it wasn't on too long though. It was Pro Stars.
Bro Stars?
Bro Stars?
I don't think I remember that one.
So it was Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan.
Okay. I never watched.
I can't think of the other one.
I know
a cartoon based on them as superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to watch that, but that's interesting. I'm gonna go.
That's
look
dope. I always want to watch it because I loved watching sports and seeing those guys play, do their thing. What about you guys?
Damn, that's a really good question.
There's
so as a kid, I would say Spider-Man or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were my favorite things. But there's a huge long list of shows I watched as a kid. But like Spider-Man's my favorite superhero because he's always like the underdog. He thinks everybody's against him, but he still saves people regardless of what people think about him. So that was
and then mine. So the first one that always come to my head, and then some people say, "Oh, that's an anime." I mean, it's still a cartoon in my eyes. But Dragon Ball Z, just because I was like so enamored by like how fast and strong they were, and I was like, oh, I wish I could be a Saiyan so I could be like the fastest kid at my school, like I want to join the track team, but I wish I was a Super Saiyan. so I could dust everybody, you know. So that's why I love Dragon Ball Z, because they were so damn fast and strong, and you know. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I was into all those, man, that everybody mentioned. So there's been a lot of good cartoons through the years. I don't know about nowadays, but
yeah, it's a little different now. It's a new audience. It's a little different.
Yep.
But so then we are gonna go ahead and hop into the next part of the podcast, which is the Creative of the Week. So you want to go ahead and just introduce your song, give a quick backstory on it, and take us into it.
Oh yeah, this is the first song, intro track off of my first album, NOTE song called NOTE. And this is something you'll see Ken Calvin in the background on it.
Okay.
It was a little mask, but it was we were just my boy that I shot my first video with Merge. He happened to be in town. I was talking to Ken. I was like, man, it was just sort of off the whim. Let's shoot a video tonight, and just put some more material out there, some visual material, and we just went out and did it, man. Found whatever space we thought was tight, and we just threw it together. I really like, super raw song. I just I enjoyed writing it and laying it down. I put the beat on it too, and it's just hope you all enjoy it.
There it is.
There it is. So here we go. Third Born is NOTE, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Let's watch it.
Killer's a fiend of the most diabolical kind. 13. Maybe more. He's looking for only one thing. Blood.
Human victims for human blood. Experiment in horror to satisfy a desperate need never before known. A need that was not of this earth.
Look up in the sky. Yo. I'm just stargazing, engineering, build a bird-type designs. All depends on how them planets align. Symmetry off kilter in my left and right mind. Keep that static state of thought paralyzed. Paranoia energized by what these whack humans lack. Decentralized missions, minion superiority. Prone to spruce up my own superstitions. Geopoliticking, it's like Judas and Jesus cut their ears off. 48 laws, superseding superpowers, they bow down. I'm reaching low to tame that beast underground. Spitting literal sciences, biographical sounds, biochemical conflicts, circling round circus clowns. 100% certain that the dollar bill's still an alternate conversion of pounds. But hold up, my convulsions are conversing with Hell's Gates hounds. Heads spinning, vomiting verses from scripture. King James Version, take what hey do, raps from Maccabees, spreading disease, earthquakes, parting the seas. Pardon me for disregard for hooks, bridges, but these bars been hidden from y'all for far too long. Leveling levees with shots, cities turn lakes. They don't want it with that creature, about to stomp on base like Rampage. Military troops and jet planes engaged, but I'm eating all their missiles, bullets and grenades. Better study that front page, daily headlines. Merge mixing out the red lines, smacking skulls, plotting next to plots. His percussion bulldoze, global domination's a goal. Skull and bones, Hubble telescope and range optics. The apex of that structure sitting opposite of George. Money loves war, it loves fakes masquerading as whores for that almighty prophet. Signed almighty prophet, third born.
I like it.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, but there
Raw,
it is.
No
man.
hook.
I like it. Oh, did Merge make that beat?
Nah, that was me.
It was you. Dope.
Oh, dope.
I liked it.
Dope
I liked
beat.
it.
I like that.
Heck yeah.
I like that.
Heck yeah,
So
man.
that's what's up. So if
Thanks.
he did the damn thing, I think he did the damn thing.
I think he did the damn thing. I think it was some raw, like uncut, like in your face, underground hip hop. I liked it, dude. I think he did the damn thing.
I think he did the damn thing. So everybody that's
man,
out
thanks.
there, put your comments down below and let us know if he did the damn thing. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
We got
Any last words before we sign out, Third?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh yes,
This,
sir. We
uh,
go ahead.
You guys are doing a cool thing, spotlighting folks and always have a good conversation. So
appreciate it, bro. That's
family.
all love, man. That's what we're trying to do. So that's
let's
it,
get
guys.
Let's get a joint done soon.
That's it. Thank you. So if you guys want to follow Third, get to know him a little bit better, you can find him on Instagram right there. And you can find us here next week again. And we'll see you guys then. We're out.
Deuces.
Peace.
OMG, where we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open mind group so you know we won't flop. We